Oh, bruh. Who that? Oh, bruh, I stay jealous like that. So what are the best ways to impress people in Hawaii? I know it sounds a little vain, but I was thinking about the things that tend to impress people here in Hawaii because what we value is a little different than what other people value in other places. And I don't think it's about how much money a person makes. Hey, so what? How much you make? So obviously it's impressive if you're a doctor or a lawyer, but I think in Hawaii, it's not so much what you do that impresses people. And because people tend to be house rich in Hawaii, which means that their house is very valuable, but they don't necessarily have a lot of cash on hand, we tend to value different things here. Bruh, I like being big shot. Oh, I like them when everybody stay looking at me. Oh, let me go check how much likes I stay get on Instagram. Oh, 20 likes. I had a bomb, cuz. So if you want to be the envy of everyone you know in Hawaii, or if you want to be a little bit of an overachiever, I came up with 5 things that will really impress people in Hawaii. Number 1 is to go on trips. Bruh, I just came back from Vegas. Oh, I just came back from Japan. Oh, I just came back from the mainland. Oh, so good. This is the number 1 thing that you can do to impress people in Hawaii. Now you may be thinking, bro, why you leave Hawaii for? That's paradise. That's where people go. Well, local people want to leave because it's boring here after a while. Imagine living in a theme park. It's great for visitors to come and spend the day, spend a short amount of time, but imagine having to live there day after day after day. It can get a little boring. You will want to get out. So that's what local people want to do. Being able to take trips is impressive in 3 ways. Hey, I won't really think about this one, so try listen, okay? First, it communicates that you have money because trips aren't cheap. This is best demonstrated when locals go to Las Vegas. Some people go to Vegas multiple times a year and they're not going for the shows. They're going there to gamble, which implies that not only do they have money to go on a trip, but they also have money to gamble away. And of course, everyone loves a good Vegas trip. You know, people are gonna ask you, hey, so how much money you win? Hey, you wanna hit the jackpot? Go share with me. Lose money. Second is trips allow you to experience things that we just can't experience in Hawaii. Hey, what's not cold or what? You mean you went drive to another state? Oh, how was the ramen? Bruh, I bet you was so ono. And as amazing as the beach is here in Hawaii, we can't do simple things like walk into a Trader Joe's or IKEA. And those types of exclusive things, even though they may be simple, local people love to talk about them. Now, don't get me wrong, you can do some amazing things here in Hawaii, but for local people, most of us have done them already. Like going to the beach, going hiking, enjoying the weather, going shopping, eating at that one restaurant, going to the beach. And because everyone has done those things, they're not really that special. Going to Japan to eat ramen, shopping at that store, or just experiencing a new culture, all those things are so exclusive, and people here, we love to know about those things. And third, and probably the most impressive, is that when you go on a trip, it means you don't have to work, which is a big part of life in Hawaii. Oh, you went to Japan 2 weeks? Bro, I wish I could get off work 2 days. I gotta work all the time, no can. Yes, there are those who choose to retire in Hawaii and who don't have to work. Life must be great for them. But for the rest of us, every day, it's work. And for a lot of people, they are working all the time. 3 jobs just to make ends meet. So when you go on a trip, it means you don't have to work. In fact, it's the opposite of work, which is to relax. And let me just say, if you don't have to work in Hawaii, people are jealous of you. I know so many people who are envious of people who are already retired, and they just cannot wait to be retired. Wow, you so lucky. I cannot wait for retire already. I go home, relax. And you know what? I finally gonna do all the things I like for do. Life is great in Hawaii if you don't have to work. And taking trips and talking about those experiences is, I think, something that people really want to do. All right, number 2, eat out a lot and know where all the good places are to eat. Hey, so what? What's for lunch today? Hawaii people love to eat food. We have a lot of restaurants and a lot of dishes, and there's like a sense of pride if you know where to eat and what to eat. Now, I'm not talking about the places that the magazines promote, because really locals don't eat there. Yeah, bro, can I go to Kai and broke my wallet? I'm talking about the mom and pop shops that the tourists don't really know about yet. And knowing where to eat and what to eat is huge, because people want to know at lunchtime, at dinner time, on the weekends, where do I go to eat? What should we eat? It ultimately comes down to big social currency. You know, I think every office or every family has that one auntie who knows where to eat and what to eat, and all you gotta do is just ask her. So if someone asks, hey, where the best place for Simon? And you know the answer, it's like they owe you one for knowing that information. Oh, thanks, yeah, auntie. And in the future, they're probably gonna come to you to ask again. And knowing the restaurants also implies that you eat out a lot, which is impressive because eating out, it's not cheap in Hawaii. You're looking at $10 to $20 per meal on the lower end, and it can get pretty expensive if you go to some of the better restaurants. So it's impressive if you know a lot about food here, especially eating out. Number 3, send kids to private school. Hey, so what school you in, grad? Oh, private school. Pfft, bruh, what? You rich or what? You think you smart or what? Lose money already. Hawaii has a lot of private school kids. It's one of the highest in the country, and I don't really understand that. I'm not sure if it's an image thing or if it's people looking down on public education. Disclaimer, by the way, I did go to public school. When it comes to private schools, there's the big 4 on Oahu. There's Punahou, Punahou, Iolani, Iolani, Midpack, Midpack, and Kamehameha. Oh, Kamehameha. Oh, yeah. They cool. For Punahou, Iolani, and Mid-Pacific, it's a great education opportunity for kids, but it comes at a cost. I don't know how parents or grandparents are able to afford that, but it's around $24,000 a year. But I guess these families see it as worth it, and they're willing to pay that much so their child doesn't have to go to public school. Kamehameha is a little different since the admissions require some Native Hawaiian ancestry, but from what I hear, the education is great, it's very cultural, and it's a good opportunity for kids if they do have that Native Hawaiian background. Of course, there are other private schools on Oahu and throughout the rest of the state, but sending your kids to private school here, it's pretty impressive. And I think it comes from a lot of assumptions that are made about kids who go to private school here. So when I was growing up, typically we thought private school kids were all smart and all rich. Bro, I bet you live Kahala, yeah? What, you gonna be one doctor or what? And it might be that same way now. Obviously, those stereotypes are not true, but I think those are ingrained in our local culture. I think that if you can afford to send your kids to private school to help their education, that's great because they're gonna get a lot of opportunities. But if not, I don't really see anything wrong with public education. All right, number 4, live in a big house. Oh, bro, your house so big. You mean you get 4 bedroom and 3 bathroom? Oh. Because Hawaii has a limited amount of land and housing, it makes it pretty tough to find a reasonable sized place to live. There just isn't enough housing here, as is evidenced by the high number of multi-generational housing we have here, where you have grandma and grandpa living with parents, living with kids, living with their kids. It's really common here. Oh yeah, bro, I still live with my grandma, my grandpa, my parents, my brother, my sister, and their kids. Oh, we one really close family. So if you have a house here, that's really impressive because of availability and the high costs. I mean, you're looking at the average price of a home here at around $800,000. And if you have a big house, that is super impressive. Just because the houses here, even at $800,000, they're kind of small. When I went away to the mainland for college and I visited a roommate's parents' house, I walked in and I was just amazed at how big the house was. Oh, bro, that house looked like the kind on TV, like on Full House. But the thing is, that house was just average. It wasn't anything special. They were all that size. It's just that growing up in Hawaii, I was used to small houses. So if you're able to either renovate your house or buy it like a mainland average size house, that will be impressive, because you'll also be able to host family gatherings in a big place, because we have big families and big houses, they hold big families. All right, number 5 is know people or be from a famous local family. Oh yeah, I know him, bro. That's my cousin. In Hawaii, oftentimes it's about who you know or who your family is. This one costs almost nothing financially, yet this one can be very important for certain local people. Hawaii's a pretty small place, not just geographically, but also socially. So people tend to know people, and if you know people, that's impressive. And knowing people can be for some of the most mundane and odd reasons, yet if you know them, if you make that connection, it's impressive. I think it's because people here tend to look for connections between others, and if you can provide that, it sort of creates this social currency, which again adds value, makes you more impressive. But this who you know value also extends to your family. Like if you're related to certain families in Hawaii, that's impressive, even though you had no decision or impact on that relationship. So just because you're related to someone automatically equals impressive. Hey, that's your auntie. Hey, come here. You know who this is? Yeah, you know the kind. Stepping back, it doesn't make any sense at all. I know, it doesn't make any sense. But in Hawaii, where you come from, your family, it's important. And so if you're related to so-and-so, it's impressive. Obviously, this video is just for fun, and it's really to just point out some of the different things that people in Hawaii tend to value. I'm sure that there are more important things about a person that can be impressive, like their character or how they treat people. But here, on the surface, these are the things that tend to impress people the most. And I don't understand all of it. I try to, but I don't always get it. But that's our culture. That's ingrained in where we come from. So let me know if I missed any of the impressive indicators in the comments below, because I'm sure I missed one. Thanks for watching, and aloha. Oh, bro. Oh, man. It's too funny.